Namaskar, my friends. Yes, we are back. And no, we did not disappear like we did the last time. So, today we are taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 97 cable. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. This is the retro style card Hasbro is using, and yep, we've got the figure sitting nicely inside the bubble. The card art actually looks pretty good, though the cable illustration looks nothing like the figure inside, but hey, that's just Hasbro being Hasbro. Flip it around and on the back we get the usual layout, a product image of cable and the rest of the figures in this wave. Looks pretty good, looks nice and colorful. So overall, a really clean looking card. In box collectors, you're going to like this one. It looks great hanging on a wall, sitting on a shelf, or just lying flat on your table. The presentation is honestly pretty solid in my opinion. Alright, moving right along, let's take a look at the accessories before we jump into the figure itself. So Cable actually comes with two pairs of hands. The ones that he has in the packaging are a right fist and a left open hand. And then we get a pair of trigger finger hands as well. Nicely sculpted, nicely painted, they look pretty good. Then we get the guns. First up, the big blaster, the big boy. And honestly, this thing looks really nice. Great sculpt, solid detailing. Very Cable, very 90s to say the least. And of course, we also get the smaller handgun, which again looks pretty good on its own. You also get two firing effects or the muzzle flash effects, whatever you want to call them. They plug into the guns perfectly, and it's quite easy to plug them in. And boom, you've got Cable mid-battle. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the accessories. Not a ton, but you can definitely make them work. So now let's have a look at the figure. So taking a look at the figure, I've got to say this is actually a pretty good attempt by Hasbro. I mean by Hasbro standards, don't get me wrong. This is definitely on the better side. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the illustration on the card looks absolutely nothing like the figure. And honestly, I would have preferred if they had gone with something a little closer to that artwork. But hey, this is Hasbro. They do things their way, for better or worse. Starting off with a small disappointment, he doesn't come with any weapon storage. The card art, again, going back to the card art, it clearly shows Cable with storage, but the actual figure, nothing. That's a bummer, because if I remember correctly, one of the earlier Cable figures did have storage for his guns. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but yeah, Hasbro definitely skipped out on this one. Now, looking at the sculpt, he looks pretty good. Like I said, not perfect, but a very decent attempt. He looks way more cartoonish than his wave mates, almost straight out of the X-Men 97 show, which honestly is interesting, and to me it's kind of fitting. The sculpt work on him is really solid. He has got the chunky shoulder pads, the pauldrons, and Cable without those just isn't Cable, so I appreciate that. The paintwork is surprisingly good. Different shades of blue, the green accents, the yellow straps, very vibrant, very eye-catching. Hasbro actually put effort here, which is rare enough to celebrate. Proportion-wise, he is fine. Not perfect, but he works. He looks like Cable, he feels like Cable, and that's pretty much half the battle won. The face sculpt is actually pretty good, but I really would have liked the glowing eye effect like we see on the card art. Hasbro has done it before with Cable, so I don't know why they did not do it here. In flat lighting, the face looks a bit plain, but under directional lighting, with shadows hitting the sculpt, everything pops. He looks fantastic. The mouthpiece, the earpiece, the scar details, all look pretty solid. So overall, no major complaints from me. Could it be better? Sure, of course it could be. But for Hasbro, this is honestly quite good. Alright, taking a look at Cable's articulation, the head looks up a little. The range could have been a bit better, but he does look down quite a lot. He's got side-to-side attitude and tilt, and he can look left and right very easily. So you can actually get some nice expressions out of him, which I am pretty happy about. Now the shoulder pauldrons, the shoulder pads, the armor, whatever you want to call them, they do not let you move his arms very far. He can lift his arms out to the side, but they don't really hit a full 90 degrees horizontally. You cannot rotate the arms 360 because the sculpt blocks it. So yeah, articulation definitely had to be sacrificed a bit for the sculpt here. But he does have a bicep swivel and double jointed elbows, and the range on both arms is the same. That part looks pretty good. He has wrist swivels and importantly the horizontal in and out hinge. Not the vertical sword holding hinge because he's a gun guy, so I appreciate that. Hasbro did well there. Moving along, the torso articulation isn't great, side to side tilt isn't much. He goes back a little and forward a little, very minimal range. This is one area I think Hasbro could have done a bit better even with the sculpt, but you know, Hasbro, they just do what they want to do. The legs, he doesn't kick forward much at all, bare minimum range. He does have a swivel though in the thigh, which is nicely hidden in the sculpt, so that's good. Double jointed knees work fine. He can even do the splits to a decent degree, which is respectable for a chunky character like Cable. No boot swivel, which I actually thought he had, but nope. Feet go up a little, down quite a lot, and of course he has ankle pivots. So overall, very standard Marvel Legends articulation. Could have been better. No butterfly joints either, which is again disappointing. And honestly, they could have managed it even with the shoulder armor, but hey, I don't know why Hasbro does what Hasbro does. So, but as you can see on your screen, if you work with him a bit, he does pose well. You have got to coax the poses out of him. But once you get him into a stance, he looks pretty cool. Alright, now let's have a look at some comparisons. And yes, here he is next to a few standard figures that you might have in your collection. We've got the Hasbro Black Series Darth Maul from the Clone Wars, the Marvel Legends Kingpin, the Marvel Legends Venom, the McFarlane Toys Azrael, Batman, and right there in the middle, the man of the moment, Cable. That's how he scaled with some of the characters from across different lines. And of course, here he is with a couple of his teammates, including his dad, in an all-out war kind of situation. So yeah, there you go. Alright, my final thoughts. Should you get this figure? Should you pick up Cable? I'd say yes. Yes, you should. You could. By Hasbro Marvel Legends standards, this is quite good. Is he perfect? Nah, far from it. But you're getting a pretty standard figure here. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing revolutionary, just a solid, dependable Marvel Legends release. That said, the sculpt work is genuinely good. The face looks nice. He comes with a decent set of accessories that you can absolutely make work. And he's got typical Marvel Legends articulation, which again could have been a bit better, but hey, it is what it is. For around $25 at least, that's what he's going on Big Bad Toy Store, I guess. I'm not sure. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think he's worth picking up. He looks great, very cartoony, very close to how he appears in the X-Men 97 show. I honestly don't have too many complaints. Could he have been better? Like I mentioned so many times already, of course. But for Hasbro, this is a little bit of an effort, and we take what we get. So that's going to do it for this masterpiece of a figure, the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Cable. If you somehow survived this review and even enjoyed it a little bit, hit that like button. It won't fix Hasbro's QC issues, but hey, it makes me feel better. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think of this guy. Did Hasbro nail it? Did they miss? Or are you like me, just grateful they tried? At least a little? And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I promise more reviews, more sarcasm, more emotional damage caused by inconsistent plastic quality. Thanks for watching, my friends. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Till all are one. Ciao.